You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. A Babylon man has pleaded not guilty in connection with an alleged road rage attack that put another man in the hospital. 37-year-old Patrick Laughlin, the man in the hooded sweatshirt, is facing assault and criminal mischief charges. He's being held on $100,000 cash bail or $200,000 bond. Now, police say Laughlin rammed another man's car, then ran over the victim in a parking lot in West Babylon on Saturday. It happened after the two got into an argument. Now, the victim's attorney says his client needed surgery for his injuries. And a Medford man has been charged with DWAI following a deadly accident that shut down the Long Island Expressway for hours. Now, police say a motorcycle slammed into the back of a car driven by 57-year-old Alan Mercado just after 1 this morning in Islandia. All westbound lanes were closed, and the motorcycle driver, 20-year-old Idris Shehu of Hicksville, was pronounced dead at the scene. And jury selection has begun in the trial of a retired Marine from Long Island accused of killing a man with a chokehold. Daniel Petty is accused of recklessly causing the death of 30-year-old Jordan Neely. Last year, Penny put Neely in a chokehold to restrain him while on a subway car. Now, witnesses say Neely was shouting and demanding money from riders. Penny faces 15 years in prison if convicted.
Justice for Jordan Neely. Say his name. Jordan Neely. And I say it again.
And outside of court today, protesters were calling for justice for Neely, saying Penny should go to jail. And 2 Nassau police officers were honored today by being named top cops for October. Back in August, officers Corey Gottlieb and Alexander Von Kiel arrested a man during a traffic stop in Oceanside. Now, listen to this. Authorities say they found weapons, including knives, as well as a phony badge and an NYPD school safety uniform in the car. Officers say they also found counterfeit money and drugs.
The most dangerous job that a cop does is the car stop. It's not a routine car stop, as many people like to say. The fact that he's got knives that is reachable to him that could hurt our officers shows how dangerous the job is.
Now, the man allegedly caught with the weapons in the car also had an outstanding arrest warrant out in New Jersey. And 2 of the top 3 most expensive communities in the country are here on Long Island. Watermill came in at number 3 in Property Shark's most recent survey of expensive zip codes. The average price of a home was nearly $5.9 million. Sagaponack was number 2 at $5.95 million. And number 1 of the list of most expensive communities is Atherton, California. The average price of a home there is $7.9 million. And more than 60% of the state's top paid public educators outside of New York City work here on Long Island too. Now, this top earner is Benjamin Chufo, Assistant Superintendent of Jericho Schools, with the final compensation package of nearly $600,000. Newsday educator reporter John Hildebrand explains what goes into those big payouts.
Most of it is not salary. He has the breakdown is that his salary, his closing salary was $275,000, but in order to recruit him originally, the Jericho district also gave him a generous contract because they wanted to hire him very badly. So they gave him a generous contract, and that was something that allowed him to cash in a lot of unused sick and vacation days, which is common in educators' contracts.
93 educators in the state earn more than $300,000 or more. 58 of them are in Nassau and Suffolk. The majority on the list are superintendents, teachers, and counselors. Now, to read more about this story, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, reports say there's a spike in red light camera revenue in Nassau. Andrew Anger has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
On Nassau County roads, these cameras can get a driver's attention. That's because if they catch you running a red light, you may end up paying big, a $150 fine.
You ever gotten a red light ticket?
Of course.
What do you think about those?
Can't stand it.
A Newsday investigation has revealed lots of drivers have paid up. In the latest available data from 2022, Nassau County brought in $64 million in red light camera fines.
That's a lot of money for the county.
It's a lot of money for the county, and it's certainly more than the county was even anticipating.
Newsday reporter Robert Brodsky discovered 2022 was the third highest revenue year for Nassau's red light camera program in its 15-year history. Supporters of the program say the camera fines have a big impact on road safety, making drivers slow down and reducing accidents.
It has to be a deterrent that's worthwhile, not just another backdoor tax grab.
Democratic legislator Seth Kozlow says Nassau's red light camera program is more of a way for the county to make money than it is to encourage safety. A $150 ticket, he says, is $50 for the violation, but includes a $55 public safety fee that goes to the police department and a $45 driver responsibility fee. Even with their unpopular fees, Nassau County's red light cameras aren't going anywhere. State lawmakers have approved their use for another 5 years. Suffolk's, however, did not get state approval yet and are set to shut down at the end of the year.
That does not mean that when state lawmakers return to session in 2025, that the program could get a sponsor and could get reauthorized.
Meantime, Nassau presiding officer Howard Coppell tells Newsday in a statement about the red light violation fees, the goal, as always, is to encourage safer driving. Still, motorist John DeVito says he's had enough.
So you're not a fan?
No. Is anybody?
In Carl Place, Andrew Enger, Newsday TV.
Now, to read more about Nassau's red light camera program, just go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
Battling back, a junior goalkeeper is healthy and focused after beating cancer. Jolie Katzen has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
For Eastport South Manor junior Maeve Gayer, few things in life mean more to her than soccer.
I actually started playing soccer when I was 3. It was like my passion right off the bat.
It's that passion that was able to get her through some of the toughest of times. After breaking her nose in an 8th grade basketball game, what she thought would just be a checkup visit turned out to be the beginning of her battle with cancer.
I went for just like a basic checkup just to make sure that my nose was healing, and that day the doctor was looking at my nose, just kind of checking things out, and looked down and there was like a bump on my neck, and he was like, hey, like, have you ever checked this out before? And my parents never noticed it. I didn't even know it was there.
After numerous tests, Gayer was still left without answers. Finally, doctors removed half of her thyroid to determine the diagnosis.
I actually remember it very vividly. My dad came in, sat on my bed. We were just, it's normal for my dad to come in my room. Then my mom came in and they sat down together, and I was like, hold on, what's happening here? And they told me that the results had actually come back and that it was cancer.
But Gayer focused less on the diagnosis and more on how to get back to her routine.
Really just what's the next step, where do we go from here, and how do I get back to soccer quicker? I was desperate to get back to it.
Gayer was eager to get back on the field because for her, soccer is her therapy.
When you come on the field and once you step over that line, like, you're in game and performance mode. You're not here to think about the problems in your life.
Once she found out that she was diagnosed with that, her first thing was, when am I going to be back on that field?
She's just a fighter. She's a warrior. If anything, I think this made her tougher, if that's even possible.
Cancer-free since January 4th, 2024, Gayer says she's grateful for what this has taught her.
Dealing with the mental difficulties of the cancer stuff helped and assisted my strength on the field. I'm grateful that I was almost chosen to handle it because it taught me so much, just a bit about myself and developing the passion for soccer even more.
Jolie Katzen, Newsday TV.
Just remarkable. Now, to read more about this story, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Let's take a look at your Long Island weather. After a hot day, right? It felt pretty hot outside, kind of like summer, but I'm not arguing with that. Tonight you can see we are in the mid-50s. Tomorrow we still got that warm weather. We're in the mid-70s. Take a closer look at tomorrow. You can see these are our sunshine graphics. You'd love to see them. We are going to be in the mid-70s pretty much at the peak of tomorrow. And check out the 7-day forecast. More sun for you with clouds moving in over the weekend, but I don't see rain, and I love to see it.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC. Newsday TV presents a 2024 congressional debate when Republican incumbent Nick LaLota
You got to stick up to a bully every now and then.
and Democratic challenger John Avlon
This election is the most consequential of our lifetime.
answer questions about the issues affecting Long Island and the 1st Congressional District. When it comes to the candidates and the big issues, your source for Long Island election coverage is Newsday. The 1st Congressional District Debate, now streaming at newsday.com/vote.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us.